Attempt number 11 starts off with an armor proc, and then follows up soon after with a quick death, and a reset of course. Then, not paying attention caused this to happen. In fact, the next several runs all have some very early deaths, which I decided to reset. A few of these clips are from the same run as each other, as I wouldn't restart over just one death in Darkwater Cove. I did also lose the footage of one run because my computer crashed. I would have uploaded that run too, even though it only made it to the creepy Citadel boss fight before losing. The number of tries before my next good attempt was quite high, much higher than I was ever expecting, increasing my total attempts to 19. How did that guy even hit me? He charged so much farther than they usually do. And after that final reset, this is the real run. It does start off with a quick death, with Sonic Boom there, but I decided to continue. I was able to obliterate these guys from above by dropping presents on them, which makes the fight significantly easier. Tornado here tries to run over a Nautiloid, and Terrafin himself gets run over by a barrel, neither of which end very well. Time for my main man Prism Break to take out the trash. Oh man. And Boomer gets a bit stuck here, unfortunate. Lightning Rod got caught by the returning blade from this enemy. And with Ghost Roaster 2, the deaths are really starting to pile up, especially for it being this early on. It's a bit tricky to get close up to Evil Zook, but when she can, Stealth Elf shreds through him. Zap is quickly becoming my main boss fighting Skylander, but there's always a chance he gets taken out early on. Evil Stump Smash also goes down just as easily as the others did. This last dodging section was super tense, but Zap eventually makes it out alive somehow. The triple minions are always difficult to beat, but we'll see how this goes. And it turns out Zap was able to come out on top. Zuki usually beats the entirety of Troll Warehouse and Goop Factory on his own, but these guys cause some major issues. Trollverines continue to be my biggest weakness. I have no idea why this Gunsnout was initially facing to its left, but I got tricked by it. Hex beats this arena here and almost dies trying to Skull Shield the last Roo Baby, but she somehow makes it out. And Sunburn continues to wreak havoc on all of these unsuspecting spiders. Then I steered him straight into this hallway trap. I finally gave Igniter a real chance in combat. Every other attempt so far, he's been my go-to trap dodging sacrifice. I must admit, he wasn't that bad, but then I messed up and didn't return the flame to his body soon enough. I didn't have control to run away in time, because I thought if you only tapped B, it would return immediately after impact. Luckily here, the Shadow Dukes are slow enough to allow me to lay traps throughout the entire path. For Evil Ghost Roaster, my plan of action was to deploy clouds and run around, have them hit him, and dodge him due to my speed. And soon enough, it ends up working. I still haven't fully learned the laser pattern here, but phase 1 isn't too bad, so I should be able to make it through no problem. Zap, the boss slayer, comes back to continue his destruction. Evil Chop Chop tends to only move in straight lines once he begins attacking, so that makes dodging usually pretty doable. Struggling on these lasers is just making me more and more nervous for the Chaos battle, where I've got to dodge lasers for a very long time and attack Chaos throughout it. So I really need to learn this pattern. Zap continues to do wonders by running away from his problems. His electricity allows for you to hit several of Hex's bones from the wall at once, making them much less of an issue with him than other characters. Alright, final round of lasers. Let's see if I've learned enough on my previous attempts to be able to survive this one. Nope, as it turns out I got pinched, unfortunately. Triple undead minions should be doable with Zap still alive, especially because this group of enemies is not the fastest one out there. As always, I want to defeat all 3 minions at around the same time to avoid having the lasers interfere too much, as the undead magic is the most intrusive in my opinion. Drill Sergeant does need to come in and supply backup in the end though. But before long, he gets absolutely wrecked by a combo attack. And now Chop Chop swiftly follows up and takes out 2 of the minions. Now the lasers are out for the last one, but he's only 1 hit away at this point. Just like how 1 hit can take me out as well. Wait, you're telling me I actually have to solve this puzzle? At least Flameslinger cleans up on the next level. However, I couldn't find the last enemy here, and ended up standing too close to the magma balls. It turned out this enemy was too scared to cross the path, and I paid the price for it. And now that my Flameslinger's out, I have to fight against one. And a very sharp shooter he is. Seriously, I'm running at like full speed. These arrows are incredibly tight to dodge. I'm really gonna need a better plan to combat them next round. For now though, Whirlwind is able to win out. Although it works out here, it takes a very long time to defeat Sunburn using only Trigger Happy. But it seems pretty reliable, as Sunburn never really gets close to me. And as you may have guessed, the strategy is similar to any Trigger Happy strategy, where you just spam the main attack and hope it hits often enough. As usual, the magma balls proved to be no real issue this attempt, even though a few get very close to hitting me by the end. I will stand by the fact that Evil Eruptor is one of the most powerful minions. That lava blob hitbox is so deceptively big. Him and Flameslinger both. I'm hoping by now I can just wall off the attack, since dodging is clearly not working. So I send in Hex to do that. And she gets hit too. Once again, Gilgren needs to come in and bail out the team. He is even able to handle the triple fire minion onslaught. The jetpack does seem to randomly sometimes move very slowly, which can be real scary when it happens. And the harpoons can also occasionally push back enemies, which helps out a ton. Luckily, the flames do get extinguished one by one. I do also think the enemies starting on low health is significantly more impactful here than in other battles, because it allows me to defeat everyone before they attack much at all. Of course that's the case with all these battles, but I think it doesn't help much in the other arenas. Not sure what happened there, but I'm not a fan. Also, can you consistently dodge that attack by flying? I don't think you can. Stump Smash couldn't seem to distract or defeat these enemies soon enough, and he gets taken out. Camo skillfully avoids the life gate, and continues by taking everyone else down in this room with the help from the boosted elemental zone. The firecracker vines are pretty handy for these corridors full of enemies because they can reach really far, but they are only helpful if you're able to stay relatively far away from your targets, which is possible here. But unfortunately, shielding enemies like to get up close. At this section, any good ranged attack really can do the job. However, and you won't see this in the footage, Gilgren did die in this level. And I'm not sure how that didn't hit me, but I'll take it. Due to Voodoo's living, we have 3 Skylanders for the final level, including Eruptor and Wrecking Ball as well. And we have the opportunity to get Double Trouble, but we can also lose Skylanders though, and Eruptor was so close to overthrowing his doppelganger. Alright, be very careful around the electric fangs. And right up here, I was afraid the Lava King would attack and corner me. So, he really was just playing mind games and tricking me into hitting myself, I think. But we're down to just 1 left. We'll see how far I can go. And right away, it looks like I'm getting cornered completely. But I managed to escape death somehow. And Wrecking Ball takes out the enemies, maybe due to the Elemental Zone bonus. Making sure to use Wrecking Ball's range to my advantage here. Do not let these enemies attack. And these enemies, I've somehow found a way to hit through the wall, which is pretty cool. Up next, the Shadow Dukes here are luckily very slow, but my lack of damage output combined with their big health pools causes me to have to lure them very far away. The luring here is made much scarier because the hallways are littered with traps, and the traps don't even target the enemies. One more set of Shadow Dukes who needs to be lured away. I can bring them as far as I deem safe or necessary, just to be sure I don't get hit. No matter how long it takes. There's 4 enemies this time. Just don't take any chances. Roll past all the traps.
Of the fire element was stronger in this zone.
Eventually, the last one is able to go down and Wrecking Ball can try and continue. However, I tried to steer him into this corner around the traps and ended up landing directly under the electric fangs. Worst of all, if I had just taken the right path earlier, I could have unlocked Double Trouble and maybe had made it a little further.